Every year, one stage quietly decides who truly matters at the turning point of time. No loud announcements, no unnecessary noise, just one list. And suddenly, everyone is asking the same question. Why these names? And why this order? Tonight, China Central Television has officially revealed its New Year's Eve Gala lineup, along with the most anticipated rankings. And behind these positions lies a story far deeper than popularity alone. Stay with us, because this is not just a guest list. It's a mirror of where Chinese entertainment stands right now. The New Year's Eve Gala is often described as entertainment, yet that word barely captures its true weight. In reality, it functions more like a shared national pause, a moment where time briefly slows and millions of households turn their attention to the same stage. It is not watched in isolation, but within families, across generations, in living rooms filled with memory and expectation. This is why the Gala carries an authority that no ordinary program can replicate. It does not chase trends. It reflects stability. It does not amplify noise. It rewards reliability. The artists who appear are not merely performers. They become emotional anchors for a specific moment in time. At the end of a year shaped by effort, uncertainty, and quiet endurance, audiences do not seek shock or disruption. They seek reassurance. The Gala answers that need by presenting something familiar yet meaningful, structured yet warm. In this sense, it becomes less about who performs and more about what the performance symbolizes: continuity, belonging, and the shared experience of stepping into a new year together. When a well-loved voice appears lower in the anticipation rankings, the first reaction is often confusion. Yet beneath that confusion lies a more nuanced truth. Familiarity serves a different emotional purpose than prominence. Some voices are not designed to surprise or dominate. They exist to steady the emotional atmosphere. They remind audiences of consistency, of presence, of something that has never failed them. Ranking such a voice slightly lower does not diminish its value. It redefines it. In moments of transition, audiences do not always want intensity. They want balance. A familiar voice provides a sense of emotional safety, allowing listeners to breathe, reflect, and feel at ease. Its role is not to ignite excitement, but to create space where excitement can exist without overwhelming the moment. Seen this way, a lower placement becomes an acknowledgement of emotional function rather than popularity. It suggests that the Gala understands the difference between leading the moment and supporting it. And sometimes, support is the quiet force that holds everything together. Nostalgia rarely announces itself loudly. It enters softly, often without permission, and settles somewhere deep within memory. When an artist associated with earlier chapters of life returns to the national stage, the reaction is not explosive. It is contemplative. This kind of presence speaks to audiences who have lived long enough to understand time. The songs are not simply melodies. They are markers of where people once were, who they once were, and what they have carried forward. Nostalgia does not demand attention, but it commands respect. In a fast-moving cultural environment, this quiet power becomes especially meaningful. It offers contrast to immediacy and reminds audiences that relevance does not always require constant visibility. Some connections endure precisely because they were never forced. The Gala allows space for this softness. By doing so, it acknowledges that emotional depth often resides in understatement. Nostalgia, when placed carefully, transforms the stage into something more than a performance venue. It becomes a bridge between past and present, allowing viewers to recognize how far they have come. As the year closes, audiences naturally turn their thoughts towards movement, not just what has passed, but what lies ahead. This is where forward momentum becomes emotionally essential. Performances that embody progress, optimism, and quiet determination resonate deeply during this moment. Such energy does not need to be aggressive. Instead, it appears as reassurance that effort matters, that time is not stagnant, and that growth remains possible. Music with this quality carries audiences gently from reflection into anticipation. At year's end, people are especially receptive to messages that feel constructive rather than overwhelming. They want encouragement without pressure, motivation without comparison. Forward momentum, when expressed through sincerity, meets that need. The Gala recognizes this psychological transition. It places performers whose work symbolizes striving and continuity in positions that subtly guide emotional direction. The result is a sense of readiness, not for spectacle alone, but for the next chapter. In this way, momentum becomes not a performance style, but an emotional invitation to move on with purpose. When a rising figure appears near the top of anticipation rankings, the response is often curiosity rather than certainty. This curiosity is precisely the point. Such placement does not declare arrival, it signals potential. The Gala uses these moments to communicate belief, not in instant success, but in sustained growth. It tells audiences that consistency, discipline, and trajectory are being noticed. The focus is not on overnight attention, but on momentum that has been building quietly. For viewers, this creates a sense of shared discovery. They are not being told whom to celebrate, they are being invited to observe a transition in progress. This fosters engagement without confrontation, interest without pressure. At a time when cultural fatigue is real, this approach feels respectful. It allows space for new faces to grow into their roles organically. The Gala thus becomes not only a summary of the year just past, but a careful preview of what the future may hold, offered with patience rather than certainty. When the most anticipated position feels unquestioned, it is rarely about volume of exposure. Instead, it reflects authority earned through restraint. In a landscape saturated with constant visibility, consistency paired with selectiveness becomes powerful. The top-ranked presence is often associated with reliability under pressure. Each appearance feels intentional, measured, and prepared. Audiences respond not to frequency, but to confidence. They sense that the performer understands the weight of the stage and treats it with respect. This creates trust. And trust, over time, becomes anticipation. Viewers do not expect excess, they expect precision. They do not wonder what will happen. They look forward to how it will be executed. Such authority cannot be rushed. It is built slowly, through repeated proof rather than promises. That is why the top position feels settled rather than contested. It represents not just popularity, but belief. Belief that this presence can carry the emotional peak of the night without needing to explain itself. If you enjoy calm, thoughtful insight into Chinese entertainment and cultural moments like this, don't forget to subscribe to StarWatch now. Thank you for watching, for thinking, and for feeling along with us. Stay with the channel, because the stories behind the spotlight are only just beginning.